makes me want to have a bowl. Others as well. There's been a number of other places that this has been shared. But I suppose, again, guys, this campaign has been done to highlight the suffering caused by cannabis prohibition in our society. Not just the people like myself, but the patients also. And the hashtag Bring Alicia Home is probably the more important one here. Alicia Maher, who was also featured in the news recently, she had to move to Spain to get access to Alicia. You're probably all well aware of who Alicia is. But that's who I was out there engaging in this campaign for Alicia. If it was for Vera also, but Vera is after having her issues sorted now, thankfully so. So now the next big challenge for us is to bring Alicia home. And Alicia Marden as well is also popping up in the next headline here for today's 420 News. Is she had an emotional reunion with her family at the airport. And she kindly shared that video over on Facebook, and I'll pop it up there for all to see, because and just have your tissues at the ready, guys. So I'll pop this up on screen there now. So there you see it, guys. A very emotional reunion there for Alicia and her family. And quite rightly so, because Alicia has been separated from her family for over 18 months. I think it's 17 months, she says, that it was been since she last seen her family, since she left Ireland all that time ago. Absolutely ridiculous that a person has to go through such pain and suffering over our idiot politicians here who can't even do something right, you know? Like, if it was the pubs, like, we all know how quick they can put through legislation for the pubs. Like, the pubs had a problem. Oh, Jesus, the guys who are drinking pints, they're doing it illegally on the streets. And the government, what do? They rushed through legislation for the pubs to facilitate for on-street drinking. For them to come out and take over our bloody sidewalks. I don't know if anybody's gone through Cork City recently, but I know myself, I was in there last night and a few nights ago as well. And it's very problematic, actually. If you're a person pushing a buggy around the city, I'd be rather pissed off, actually. It's rather annoying. You're walking down the sidewalk, and next all of a sudden you've got tables and chairs either side of you. You've got waiters walking out with drinks and stuff, and all you're doing is you're walking your dog on a footpath, and that's what you have to deal with. And our government rushed through that legislation to facilitate for that, but it's taken them over 5 years to do anything for the patients. Now, for Vera Toomey, who's only just recently got the cost of the medication covered, Alicia doesn't even have that yet. Her condition is not one of the listed conditions, chronic pain, so it's incredibly backwards. And the tears that were brought to Alicia's face there, they were brought by prohibition. Prohibition removed Alicia from her homeland and separated her from her family. And that's why it's got to go. Prohibition has got to go, and we all need to take a stand now. Do you know, get on out of the cannabis closet, if you will, and stand up loud and proud and say, look, I'm a cannabis consumer. Or even if you're not a cannabis consumer, get out there and stand up loud and proud and say, I support the right for people to get access to cannabis. I support a controlled and regulated industry where adults can consume cannabis safely. You know, get out there, guys, because this prohibition is causing undue harm in our society, and it shouldn't remain in place any longer. And the only reason it's remaining in place is because we, the people, are allowing it to. Again, the government are there to serve us, and at the moment this prohibition of cannabis is not serving the people, and it needs to be changed. And we have to get out there, stand up and shout for change, you know, demand that change. And we drive on from there. I see Stephen Garland after joining the show there as well. Stephen saying, power of the Spanish cannabis social clubs. They keep me medicated, and I know at least over 20 people from Barcelona to the Canaries. Yeah, you know that there's so many people out there who are having to lean on criminals to get access to their cannabis, or else they're having to leave their country, and it's ridiculous. Stephen, that he was you shared with us here before, Stephen, that you had to sneak your vape pen back into the country, or your vape juices that contain some THC. And that's very, very worrying for somebody like yourself, I'd imagine. So when you've seen that drug dog going through the airport, like I'd say, if you had on one of these watches here, that tell your heart rate probably shot right up. And it is scary enough. Like, nobody wants to be caught with doing anything illegal, and you know, but at the same time, nobody wants to be suffering needlessly when, you know, the thing that's going to offer them relief is so easily obtained, really, although illegally, but you know, easily still. Kitmar, what's happening? Kitmar saying, Martin, you've inspired me to start a weed vlogging channel. Haven't started, but will very soon. I want to help break down the stigma of cannabis use. Excellent. Good to hear that I'm inspiring people to do more and to get out there as well into the public sphere and express their views and opinions around these laws. So thanks, Kitmar, for sharing that one with me. Much appreciated. Mark Andrew also saying chronic pain qualifies for UK medical cannabis. Yeah, that's right, but here in Ireland we're bally gone backwards, sadly. It makes me want to have a bowl.